And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions. Welcome back everybody. After our short break last week, we are here again with nice on the action. And with me casting is Kingsman for the first one, and then it is Solar for the second one. But for now, welcome Kingsman.
Oh, alternating shifts again. Yeah, we've got Solar obviously racing in Challenger, and obviously myself racing in Elite. So I'm here to help do that as everyone starts to stream out of the pits if my game doesn't decide to die whilst that happens. But yes, obviously we've had the Easter break now. Everyone's had a bit of a break off the game for those who've consistently been playing it. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see who has been continuously playing and who's taken a bit of a break. And let's say it might be a bit obvious.
Okay. I'm curious. We have some newcomers here that I at least don't remember, but I have Goldfish Brain regardless, so this might be a me issue. With Kurabold and Steel Sneeze, I think the two names jumping into my eye immediately.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 17 drivers turning up here. I've heard of one being not able to attend, and the other being too asleep to attend. And wait, what happened to the last one then?
I think Ninja couldn't.
Yeah,
DJ's
Ninja couldn't.
not home.
Okay. Yeah.
And Gear Shift was tentative anyway, so
okay.
yeah, that's one of those. Obviously, we do have some reserve drivers. I think Steel Sneeze is regardless a reserve driver. So is I can't remember. I think there's another one on the grid.
Most likely because he's a newcomer
Yeah.
as well. So yeah. What are your thoughts? Is it still gonna be Fanta dominance?
I'll be surprised if not. But considering Fanta, for what I was told earlier, Fanta wasn't even racing until about 20 minutes ago. I was expecting a very close race, let's give it the least. I don't think Fanta will be too dominant though. I think I've already given my prediction to Doom. I think there'll be a lot of safety cars this race. Obviously, very close all the walls on this track, so especially for, let's say, the less experienced drivers that could find themselves in the wall a lot. As speaking of people on their first lap, not people in the wall, Ocean so far, big nemesis of mine last season, for those of you who know.
Yeah.
For let's say not all the right reasons, but we love him anyway. But yeah, no, he's one of the people that I know has been continued to play the game over. So I'm expecting, I reckon, a top 4 finish from him in this qualifying session. So yeah, but so far a very solid lap from him.
Oh, and I was about to say Nitro's probably a good shout as well. But Nitro
Flavio
has crashed out, and yeah, Flavio has crashed into him. That is unfortunate, I think. There's a Haas running up to the crash side as well. Red Bull is stationary somewhere there as well. What is going on here? That's...
Oh dear.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Nitro as well, someone who's normally competing near the front of the grid. It's not great for him as well, because he's now, no matter what, he is starting last unless there is a DSQ in this pitch, and all his competitors like Ocean, Martin, Brandro, and Phantominum, all obviously still to get laps in. They'll all start at the front, and he'll have to navigate his way through the track, where I'd say Jeddah isn't exactly the easiest place to overtake. Obviously, very tight track. So he's not, unless he's doing a last to first challenge we don't know about, but from Flavio not having a front wing, it doesn't look like it.
I'm having the Challenger Tier General chat open on my second screen. and apparently somebody reversed onto the racing line.
Ooh.
And I can only assume it was Flavio then, because he got a penalty for crashing there. Not sure if he like crashed into him. The other car ahead was Tutor, I think. But I'm sure there's gonna be a little bit of a report incoming. Regardless.
I thought Flavio had his front wing broken, so surely.
Yeah, I mean he definitely crashed into
the dead Nitro. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was already dead at that point.
Yeah, I think so. But that's unfortunate. Again, it's something for probably reports after, but I don't think anything will penalise the amount of pain that Nitro will feel.
Yeah.
Obviously, starting at the back, I don't think a 10-second, 15-second penalty suffices. But
I think again, for qualifying, there's like qualifying specific things like quali bans, which is probably going to be applied here with like heavy blocking and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, this might be my experience from racing the Stanny Cup. I don't know if like any of you guys remember Stanny. Was probably the most prominent permaban from Formula Sundays. And he's gathered up like a bunch of dudes from back then, and quite a bunch of them are permabanned as well, and made like a racing league without many rules, where it's like actually quite advantageous to start from behind because you're not surviving turn 1 otherwise. Not saying Challenger tiers are that bad, but turn 1 is very tight, and you said it before, you expect safety cars, there could be crashes, so yeah, this could ultimately turn out to be a benefit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did expect crashes, but I didn't expect a crash even before the races started. That's a shame, but yeah, one thing I've noticed as well, after the first round or half of the first round of the laps, Fanta isn't sat on pole. He's sat still 2/10 behind the Alfa Romeo driver of Cura. So that's what I've been saying to him. That's what I've been saying to him all day, honestly. But yeah, as we see now, the one driver on the lap is going to be Glenn. Obviously, he's also a driver that could be up there in your top 5 or 6. I think new to the league this season. I think he's really proven himself as a contender for potential podium spots.
Yeah, Kurabolt here, good showing as well there with an immediately fast lap. Want to address a couple of things in the chat real quick. I think in the Twitch TOS is actually that if you multi-stream, you cannot interact with other websites' chats. So we're going to be exclusively looking at Twitch chat here. If you're on YouTube, you can come over and we'll chat here. And also, I don't have space to open more chats here. And also, Lauda, I see you. I've been spammed by Mofa the entire day. There's probably gonna be a poll about not respecting the time change to CST and delaying for an hour. Because, well, trio of, I think, Mofa, Lauda, and Amq are, I think, coming from some Middle Eastern area. I'm not entirely sure. So
Shooter's dead.
They don't have like a time swap.
Oh, and so Sean. Oh my god.
I can't do it anymore. Tutor dead, yeah.
I think Tutor's hit the wall and Sean has then hit into. Oh my god. This is just qualifying. Is this Tutor bringing it in? You're not supposed to do enough
yet, guys.
Yeah, as I say, guys, come on, at least survive qualifying. But yeah, no, that's because to be fair to Shooter, he has set a competitive lap time, but Sean hasn't either. Him and Nitro just both sat there, and I think there's a Ferrari round as well. Oh my god, can't keep track of.
Honestly, this is a thing I want to call out in general. I think people just don't respect their lives enough because this is a game. Like,
true.
People will continue to go full speed into yellow sections because there's no drawback. They are not willing to abandon their quali laps and go next. Like, I can tell you already, I think like 2/3 of the DNFs caused by crashing into standing cars would have been avoided in like the entire lifespan of Formula Sundays. People just slowed down and respected the yellow flags.
Yeah, I don't know if you probably do remember, but Kurtzer Marceljan at Jeddah, where I think it was Kurtzer was on his final lap, no time left. It was in one of the Fabio meme reviews. That's how I remember it. And yeah, Kurtzer goes directly into the back. He has plenty of time to slow down, but obviously it's final lap. He thinks Marcel will move out the way. And,
Oh yeah, to be fair though, like there Marcellion was moving, like he was driving slowly on his in lap. He was just sleeping, no?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Like
Yeah,
there
I'm
you
saying,
would
like,
absolutely expect him to move out of the way because he was obviously capable of doing so. Well, physically.
True. Yeah, he was capable in getting on the throttle and going to the runoff area, but he didn't anyways. We've got obviously now a few more people on laps. I know myself, I'm going to be watching Steel Sneeze to see, well, he's about sat in P6 at the minute, a 10th off Den and 2/10 off Ocean. I'd say for your first appearance, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sitting around mid-table, just ahead of Deddy as well, who was up there last season. I think he was near the top. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. I don't know how that's not invalid, but yeah, no, it looks to have taken the first sector very nicely. He's going to be 2/10 up. Very good first sector for him then. So if he continues on that improvement, it will put him above Ocean in P4, but obviously lots of time for him. He'll still want to gain. I didn't actually get a look at his first lap, so I don't know where the times he can gain time is, but he's taken that very nice. I know that can be an awkward corner. You hit the wall, and yeah, you could be out pretty much, but very nicely going through this lap to the famous Lance Stroll wall. He's still 4/10 up, so yeah, he's set for a very good lap time.
Yeah, I've been on board with Fante before, who has improved by 1.5 tenths, but is still just a little bit less than 200ths down against Kurabolt. But Steel Sneeze could improve by quite a sizable margin here as well. Well, he just goes into the pits.
Huh?
I am not entirely sure why that was.
I must have missed something when I switched. Surely I've missed something when I've switched off.
I don't know. I think that would have been a PB, but well, what do we know?
He was 4/10 up. He would have gone above Tutor into third place and was potentially looking towards. I'm very confused about that. Was it running out of fuel? Was it? I don't know. But surely even with low fuel mode, you have enough to make it around the circuit again. But Astral moving up ahead of Martin into P8, now just behind Deddy. Also something that surprised me yet, Randro and Flavio, two people who were basically near the front, I think second and third in China, 15th and 12th. Obviously Randro not yet set a competitive lap time. That could be coming now. I think with 5 minutes left in the session, surely this has to be a lap, and as I think we're just seeing it's one of the Ferraris going into the pits. To see what Randro can produce here, and it's a good one.
Yeah, usually one of them near the top, I guess. Definitely set a benchmark here to beat. Well, who are we still expecting stuff from? I think Martin, I'd expect to go a bit higher.
Flavio maybe.
Oh yeah, Flavio. I guess like, he shouldn't be that far off the pace at least. Let's phrase it like that.
Yeah, no, agreed. No, I say potentially Fanta. I know Fanta can do better for a fact, and so can Ocean. I've seen Ocean in the mid-27s, so is there a lap to come from Ocean? Who knows? As I've just watched Flavio cut the chicane, but yeah, no, what a lap from Randro. I think that's going to be mid-elite pace. I know I was struggling to get 27.3s, so very good from him, and he does have the race awareness to avoid the Mercedes of Den, who's on a lap, who I'm now going to jump on board with, someone who I think can certainly go ahead of Tutor as he's finished his second sector and he's down by a 10th, so I don't think any improvement on this run, but does he have enough time left? Maybe if he pits now, he can get another lap in, but who knows?
It's about 3 minutes, so it is for sure possible if he goes in now. I think is what he should do as well. But at the same time, improvement upwards could still happen here. Maybe he did improve in this last sector, and yeah, there it is. 2/10 is all he needed to gain 2 positions. And I think everybody else is a little bit too far out regardless. So decent improvement in the end there by Den, even though the middle sector not great. On board with Daddy right now, who started his next hot lap.
Yeah, his teammate's gone up to second, a 10th behind Randro, so it's possible for people to be up there challenging with Randro. But the thing is, can anyone snatch pole position off him? I hope so. I want to see a real fight to the line for pole position.
Yeah, Fanta is going to have another attempt. Kurabolt is only going to be whipping out his second attempt at all. He did not set another lap after the first one, but has apparently now realized that there is still time to gain. Let's see what Daddy can cook here. There was a slight wall touch. We'll see the delta after sector 2 in a second.
Kurabolt's 2/10 down as well.
Daddy 3/10 up. This could potentially still be huge. He could, well, with a minor improvement, go all the way up to P5. Oh well, now P6, as Flavio has finally set a competitive lap time.
Yeah, all the drivers near the bottom of the grid that I was saying were going to be competitive setting times. As we see Daddy come to the line, he's going to be looking ahead of Den, I think, and he's just behind Den, 500ths off of beating him. I don't know. I think Daddy's going to be too fussed about that, but obviously all the other cars on lap, yeah, Kurabolt has abandoned his first flying lap, and obviously Flavio has done that quick lap as we mentioned. But I think Fanta coming round to the line, I think you said at the start, you said it was going to be favourite for pole or some dominance in some regard. So do you think he has enough to take pole, or?
Not entirely sure. I think Fanta, like with a good lap, he can definitely get it, but if you are correct in the assumption that he did not really grind that much, well, it might be hard for him. Martin here is a final attempt, but he is down on his time still, even though he drove a personal best middle sector by 5,000. Let's see if he salvaged it in the very last sector here. Was a decent looking last turn, and oh my god, he must have had a major mistake there. That's right, in the pack of Den, Daddy, Tutu there. All of them within a 10th here. And P7 for now.
Yeah, Fanta's run into the back of McLaren, who I think was giving him a very nice tow. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was has abandoned their lap. I think it might have been Astral in the number 13. It was getting out the way so he can let Fanta push on. He did get a purple sector 1, and saying that he's minimally up on his time. He's not going to gain 5/10 in the second half. I think the best he can look for is ahead of Kurabold on that second row as Flavio pits now. But yeah, Fanta, who in my eyes going into this was one of the favourites for pole, not even going to be on the front row here as he straight lines it. And yeah, no, it's considerable improvement of 2/10, but only the second row for him. And as I go down, I don't think Martin, no improvement. Sneeze is up by a 10th, but his lap is invalid, and I don't know about Solar, who's down a second, so that looks to be qualifying complete.
Kurabolt saying in the Discord that he invalidated 4/10 up, which is pain, of course. Could have really challenged for pole here, but it seems like it is Randro in prime position here, and honestly, it seems like we got some very nice competition in Challenger these days. Even Ocean, who you praised as one of the potential front row or top 4 finishes, only managing to cook up a P10 here. And, well, of course, Nitro being denied the pleasure of qualifying at all.
Yeah. I wanted to see what Nitro could have done. I don't think he would have been near the top 6. but I think he could have challenged ahead. But I'm surprised Ocean couldn't put in a better lap, as you obviously mentioned. I know last season he would have been around that top 4, but it just shows the level of competition we've got this season compared to last season. So yeah, it'll be very good going into it. I think Glenn, one that went under the radar as P2 on the front row. Very good lap time from him, just below a 27.5. So yeah, we're gonna look going forward into the race, see what pace Nitro and Sean can produce, as obviously both of them denied a lap at all. And well, Tuta also starting very far back, so it'll be interesting to see how those, let's say, quicker drivers maneuver through the pack.
We may see that. Yeah, Seagull saying this is about 1.2, well, up to 1.5 seconds potentially down of elite pace.
Seagull pace, he means.
Yeah. I mean, the pace is ultimately who is in P1, right? Everybody
True.
else is off the pace, and I think like qualifying wise, might be rapid territory. But yeah, Seagull saying he predicts a Den podium. Might well happen. Flavio, of course, is gonna get his 5th-place grid penalty as well, so that's one position already. But yeah, Randro and Glenn on the front row, 2 newcomers who have been around last race at least, though. And then Fanta, well, the old threat, I guess, for the win here. Flavio, after being disqualified last race for track resetting, let's hope he didn't forgo and does it again here, is gonna start in P9, I guess. And it's gonna be a very well mixed up grid, I think. We have a couple of strong drivers further down as well. Yeah, I'm curious how this will go.
I'm just excited for turn 1, to be honest. I think we should skip the formation lap and just get into turn 1. Because, but yeah, no, it's going to be a good race, I think. If we can keep it clean turn 1, it would be a miracle. But I think we could be on for a brilliant race in our hands. Turn 1 and turn 4, if we get through those with no contact at all, let's just say a miracle has been performed by someone in this grid. I think there'll be some sort of contact, VSC, safety car. I think we'll have at least one DNF going into it. I don't know. I don't want to predict who it's going to be because I don't want to prey on someone's downfall. But
nah, I'm trusting my boys. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be going through this incident free, surely.
Well,
and
as a man who's watched Seagull and Jimsky collide through turn 1, three laps to go in, I have hope for Challenger, but it'd be interesting to see if they do that in Elite. I assume not, as they start the formation lap. Oh well, very delayed on my screen, but let's see. Obviously, all the tires. Obviously, soft, medium, as expected. Randro, Fanta, Deddy, Tutor, Flavio, Astral, Mikey.
Very wild mix here between softs and mediums. I assume soft medium is going to be the strat, just the order is going to be different for all the individual cars. Might have been a smart move to start on the softs, but honestly, either way you can probably pit for hards if there is an early safety car and make it to the end.
No, I don't know. It's going to be tough at come the end of the stint if they do. Degradation, from what I've experienced, if you're pushing flat out, which a lot of these drivers will be, softs are falling off the cliff by about lap 6, mediums then about 8 or 9, and hards potentially looking at 10, 11. So I don't think we'll be seeing any heroics of safety car pits, apart from my boy Deddy. We all know Deddy loves a good lap 2 pit to hards. So
I'm quite certain he doesn't enjoy it usually, but he has for sure shown it a bunch of times.
He loves it.
Oh.
He just doesn't know it.
But oh well, predicting pile-ups before turn 3.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't agree. I think it's gonna go fine, but Seagull is saying so.
You have too much faith, Doom. That's what I'm seeing. You have too much faith in the in the cleanliness of what this Challenger
No,
race could
I
produce.
trust these guys. Like, I trust these guys to try at least. I am not trusting the ability quite so much, but I trust them that they try.
They might try, but
There
I
has
mean,
not been a
I think everyone
disqualification
tries.
in the formation lab yet, which is a good sign.
Wait till they try. Wait till they try to start parking.
Yeah,
That's
okay, yeah,
that's when you see all the all the
okay, yeah,
disqualifications
but that's
on the
like,
screen.
that's alright. They are allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's even I mess up the park. We've even seen Seagull and Jimsky and Rapid mess up the parking from time to time. Even if the best in the league can do it,
I
then
don't think they did.
uh,
These guys, nah. Nah.
yes,
Surely not. I'll
yes.
be
I'm
convinced
one
if...
time in their life. I'm sure one time in their
Okay, yeah,
career playing
fair.
Formula One, they have made that mistake. So everyone has a chance to make that mistake. But as of yet, I
Yeah,
don't think we have anything.
watch them park correctly, everyone here. No, Flavio! Dude, SMH my head.
Only two Astons and an
Yeah.
Alpha. I mean, to be fair, 3 out of 17. That's a better percentage than I expected. Oh, and Shooter.
I hope... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Alright then,
But I've got
seems like
practice.
lights out. And we're going away. Soft tire might be genius move here for the start here. I really think Fanta hopes to just slip through in turn 1 here. Goes up the outside and has the inside for turn 2. Could go for the move here. Glenn still
there we go.
sitting in P2 and there is the
There
pile
we
up further
go.
back. Fanta is through but will have to give back the position here. Causes a couple of cars to run very wide there and loses one in the end of it. Kurabold there running wide himself. This is probably gonna be corner cut heaven for these guys, so I expect a bunch of time penalties coming through as well. Tutor looked like he was gonna make a move there briefly. Let's assess the damage. It is Daddy very far back, looking like he's gonna make one of his beloved lap 2 hearts pits. Monsieur Genier and Mikey, I think, lost... Oh no, Mikey was probably... Where was Mikey?
I think he was about 13th, somewhere around there. If I can work my way around the position change. Yeah, he started P13. Obviously, big loser from this. Daddy dropped 10, started in P7. Big winner from all this though, Nitro, who sat on the verge of, or is it in the points in P10? Obviously, started from the back of the grid. And yeah, Astral as well, and Sean, who go up respectively 3 and 4 places. But apart from that, not a lot of movement compared to what I've expected. And you know what? Hats off to Challenger Tier. They've kept it relatively clean.
Yeah, we didn't see the crash, so who knows what happened. Maybe they just decided to, like, park and have a friendly chat. Real quick.
I can tell you they did not. I think a Ferrari hit into the side of Daddy, who's actually continuing here. There's 4 pit stops.
He doesn't have any damage.
Oh, really?
Or at least not visible damage.
He was the one sideways, so that's the person I expected with damage, but I think Sean Solar, Mr. Genya, and Mikey obviously hitting into the side of him. Oh, no, Nitro.
It's not really coming to an end for him, huh? As... Oh my god, there is contact between Tutor and Flavio.
Oh.
And...
Both still on the road, though.
Yeah. Tutor lost it a tiny bit, but caught it again and stayed ahead even. Astra looked very close to these guys as well, briefly. Next lap we're gonna have DRS as well. Hard tires on every one of the early pitters except Sean, who opted for another set of softs.
Yeah, just go for a 2-stop again, I guess. Because let's be honest, there's no Sean masterclass of softs to the end, I'm afraid. I think there's more chance of him getting a puncture. But yeah, no more movement really off the VSC restart. Obviously, Nitro will be having to serve that drive-through penalty, so that will lead his teammate into the points as fast as lap is handed around, and it's going to be, I think, Astral in the end who hangs on to it. Not very long, but yeah, there goes Nitro to serve his VSC, and as you
Oh,
mentioned,
and there
DRS
is another
able-
crash. Mikey comes out, another VSC. And yeah, that is probably the most common. Oh, and I think safety car's even coming out. It's not gonna be virtual for long. Why is it saying VSC? I see the safety car dot on the map.
Wait, do you?
Yeah, there's a yellow dot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It still says VSC.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay. Yeah,
Imagine if Nitro thought it was a VSC and gone into the back of a safety car. That'd be very unsafety car-like.
yeah, but Fabian is not driving anymore. Nobody is crashing into
true.
the safety car. It's his thing. We wouldn't want to steal it.
That is true. We wouldn't want to steal Fabian's. I don't want to call it glory, because I don't think he'll look back on that
I
moment
don't
and say,
think it's
"Yes,
very
I
glorious
crashed
night."
into the back of the safety car. It was me." But yeah, no. But interesting pit stop from Sean. He goes on to the mediums. I think hards from here could make it to the end. It'd be a gamble though, and I think it's only viable really for the soft runners. The mediums, I think, medium soft will still have more pace in the second half of the stint than going on to the hards now. It'll be interesting to see if anyone gambles. I don't think Randro will. Obviously, he'll want to maintain track position, but don't be surprised. I think Astral. I have a good feeling Astral and Deddy will go on to the hards here. Oh,
Yeah, they might. I mean, if you're far back, you can just like take a gamble here. Stealed sneeze. Oh no, that's Fanta actually. I'm on the wrong Ferrari. Fanta is actually coming in. Oh, he's getting mediums fitted though. I think he's banking on another safety car. He will lose a lot of positions here. Gonna go all the way down to 9th. But yeah. See a Mikey message in the Discord, and from the content of it, does not entirely see. Oh wait, no, the Haas was sideways on 2. Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, Deddy was just showing off.
That was only for turn 1 though. That was not about the DNF.
Deddy was showing off his fine Haas livery that he's got. But yeah, mediums could have been a shout as well. Obviously, the safety car will probably go till lap 6. So just 12 laps on the mediums, but it really leaves those on the mediums still in an awkward position because they have to stay out on the older tyres and they'll be vulnerable to Randro and Fanta off the restart. Obviously, I don't know why Tutor's stayed out really. I'd expected either all of the soft runners in or none of them because I think Randro really dictates who comes in and what the strategy looks like. But yeah, no, interesting call from Tutor to stay out. Maybe he's hoping that he can gap enough on the restart and get past all of those medium runners.
Yeah, I think he does not, like, he still knows that he's gonna have to make another stop, and most of the others will, well, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know neither, man. It could go either way. I'm honestly not quite understanding. Well, I'm understanding the Randro, Fanta, Flavio stops because they were on the softs. But I think like it's just as much of a good option to just wait a little longer, so you can actually comfortably finish your race on compound.
I think it's a gamble that there's another safety car as well.
Yeah, which might happen.
Tutor
Tutor is coming in now. I don't know. It's gonna have the advantage there by 1 lap on the tires.
Oh, what?
Ocean retired.
He binned it on the straight. What?
I think Ericsson hit him. Not by.
Wait, who? Him?
Ericsson. No.
Oh. I was like genuinely confused for a second. I was like looking up the angle. I was like, what? Maybe he has gone into the back of someone and lost it.
Nah, surely not, right? Oh, controller disconnected. Oh, yikes.
Have it on a wire, man. Come on. You ain't relying on your batteries, surely.
No. Like, you could actually, I mean, this might be a me issue, but my wire is the most wobbly stuff ever, and if I move my controller too much... So I was, like, playing in the other F1 league on F1 2020, and, like, my settings were, like, years old, and the forced feedback was so strong that the controller rumble made the cable, like, disconnect and connect whenever I drove across the curb.
Oh no.
So yeah, I don't know. Oh man, Ocean just like got a whole bunch of pain. No, actually he didn't get pain in qualifying, but I guess he got pain now. The AlphaTauri's just cursed around here apparently. And well, Mikey, like I can comfort you in a way that I've binned my car there when I was driving this league as well in the Stroll corner. And there is good evidence of it in the meme reviews, so yeah, it happens. This chicane is honestly a chicane where a lot of incidents happen.
Yeah, it is. It's. I assume it was this one that everyone's just going past that he crashed at now.
Yeah.
As I call it, the Lance Stroll wall. And I would have made the joke if I realized where it was, saying, "Mikey, can you bring the car home?" But
well.
I didn't realize that's where it was. So shame, there's an opportunity missed.
Oh well, it'll restart coming up. Crowbold slowing down the field quite a lot. There have been some slowing down controversies in the past races here.
Tiencha.
No, that was Mexico.
Oh,
no?
you mean like here? Yeah, it was like Ed last season.
I think someone like, checked.
Yeah.
I think it was Yeast or something. Wait, Ed or Yeast, I think. But Crowbold is going. Oh, everybody in like little positions further down decided it was go time already. There was one rear end. I wonder how they did get through this without a penalty. And honestly, Crowbold there goes restart. At the latest point, really. There are overtakes. Den versus Steel Sneeze here. Oh my god, almost losing it. Randro is just driving around the two of them. Oh no, actually only past Den, but a very nice opportune move for Randro. As he creates a little bit of a gap between him and Fanta, who is probably his biggest rival on track right now. Immediately.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's good as well for Randro to clear as many of these cars as quickly as he can and leave Fanta in the traffic. Ooh. So when they both emerge, and oh no, there's a big crash. Oh my!
Is dead.
Astral's gone. Den's just smacked into the wall. Fanta's got no front wing.
Daddy has got no front wing, and I feel like he may have started this entire chain. Honestly, I am not entirely sure. I think the carcass has already despawned.
That is...
Ooh, Glenn into P1 here. There's a very nice exit out of the Stroll chicane. And he's taking the lead and keeping it for now. Of course, the straight very long there. Martin is lurking behind these two as well, in case they do anything stupid. Oh my god.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh my. He was heading for the wall there, but now he's heading for P1 instead. Very interesting movement, but yeah, successfully baiting out the defensive move. Oh, Martin really wants to stick his nose in there, but doesn't.
Don't, Martin!
Yeah, he's patient.
Choose life. Oh, that's a... I've missed that as well. That's the second big pile-up that Deddy's been involved in, but that's all those that pitted earlier facing the consequences of having to go through the midfield. Nitro, Deddy.
Fanta as well got hit by it. That is still
He was right at the back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I said I trust these boys, but honestly, these lads can't be trusted.
I'm just disappointed that's not a safety car, personally. I think it's bigger than the one that did cause a safety car.
I'm not sure.
6 front wings on the track, like a car that's off. But again, there's nothing we can do about that but blame the game physics.
To be honest, like I'm not sure like what it is with the disconnects. Like if you leave the lobby, I think your car just despawns.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I don't think it left the lobby though.
Yeah, I'm not sure neither, so I'm confused why it despawns so quickly. Martin around the outside is a good move. A little bit of wheel banging, now he's in prime position to go for the lead here maybe. And slipstream against Kurobold here. DRS enabled, but not for this straight yet. Does he make the move up to the inside? He does not yet, and everybody else is chilling behind, not in range to go for moves, neither. It's close between these guys, but they're gonna stay as they are for now.
Yeah, and all that crashing's gonna leave Randro and Flavio with basically a 1-2 to themselves, because Fanta is literally in sector 2 at the minute,
Oh.
and oh my god, Martin's in the wall.
Oh,
My favorite
no,
wally boy,
Martin.
my favorite wall boy has found a wall. He's at home, but that's a shame. He was really up there contending with the top guys, but luckily no one else ran into him. And as I was saying, the damage, look at Fanta, he's almost like a sector down on that. And yeah,
And
he's
he
spun it and hit the wall, I think. And
yeah,
the
he's not
famous
moving.
Lance Stroll. Yeah, I think in the famous Lance Stroll corner. So I'll say the joke, Fanta, can you bring the car home?
I don't
had to
think
be
he
said.
can. He has been abducted by the aliens. Well, I mean, good for us. We don't see a safety car. Sad for Fanta, of course. It does look like rather unfanta. Oh my god, here. The moves for P1 to 3 are like all
Wacky
over
races.
the place there briefly. And I think now we have Flavio and Randro joining in as well soon. Fanta has left the session. This could be a 3 wide, but still Sneeze there covering off the Haas and still sending it very late. A little bit of a brute force move there, and now the Haas wants a taste of that as well. So close here. It's been pushed out and into... Yeah, this could have only... Like, okay, guys, please.
One of you back out. I beg.
No, like, it's just...
No safety car either for that? Come on. Kurabold, who I was favouring for a good position here, has just been left in the mud. But yeah, again, it's just one of you needs to have the, or at least the way I see it, one of them needs to be thinking, right, think about this. We're not making it through as a duo through the entire S section. And yeah, they're both out, and it leaves Glenn as... Well, I don't want to say the last man standing from that pack, but he is.
It kind of is, yeah.
He's won the battle royale,
yeah.
really.
Dude, this is like, do you know the oh god, Steal or Share or whatever this show was called, where you had like 2 people and they had to convince each other to like either share the money, and if both of them went share, they shared it.
Split or steal.
Split or steal, yeah. This is kind of like this. Like, both of them are relying on the other to back out and survive this. But, like, if none of them do, they just both die, and it's just bad all around. And, like, I don't know, man. I don't get why they just always rely on... Well, I'm sure the other one is getting out of the way.
Yeah, you got to be the one to take the move. But in positive news, Deddy's in the points. Please don't get overtaken as soon as I said that, Deddy. Thank you. No, he hasn't. For the man who's had his front wing replaced, I think, twice now, he's making moves. Speaking of making moves, Tutor has made a move. He is 20 seconds back from Solar, who's pitted, and I must say, someone who's going to be living a very lonely race.
Going to go past. I don't think Tutor's that lonely right now. He's having good company.
Sean's just in no man's land.
Oh my god, Tutor, no. Okay, I was wondering if Tutor was gonna send like a counter move into turn 1 there, but that would have not been nice. Oh well, what is going on up here? Flavio is now attacking Glenn, and Randro's gonna get a little bit of a gap here. Already out of the DRS.
Oh no.
Oh, and Dan retired. I was about to say, like you were saying, oh please don't overtake Daddy, yeah, but at this rate we're expecting about 5 more DNFs. So,
points for everyone!
Yeah, unless you don't cover 90% of the leaders' race distance.
Which is 16 laps, I assume. So, 1.8 times...
up, but I'm not sure.
17 maybe. Because what, 1.8 times 9... 16.2, so... they might still do it 17 as... Yeah, oh my god. I thought Flavio's just going to go into the side of Glenn there. But Glenn doing a massive defensive work for Randro. I don't know, it's probably not intentional either, but
no, I mean, they're fighting for positions here. Yes, they are on 3 laps younger tires, but I don't think these mediums make it to the end neither. So, like, whatever happens, I think all of these are just hoping for the safety car. And they will likely all get a soft stint in the end again.
Glenn especially, who hasn't pitted yet, and he's the only one on the field remaining who hasn't. Most not opting for the 2-stop, but being forced to a 2-stop. So yeah, I think Randro could make it to the end with very good tyre management. Same with Flavio. I think Sean's got enough of a gap where he can hold on to this P4 because Martin's softs will be gone by, I reckon, about lap 14 or 15. But
it's gonna be tight.
Knows?
I think he can maybe just save him over the line. I think everybody behind Martin can finish as well on these tires if they want to. Randro and Flavio, it would be very, very tight for them. Glenn, of course, has to pit still. Is the only one who hasn't been to the pits yet. And I assume, he's already in this lap. Almost confusing Flavio to come with him there. Yeah, last scheduled pit stop for the softs. Gonna be 6 nice laps for him. And he has a lot of ground to make back up to the top guys.
I don't think they'll come in again. I think as much as it's a good idea, I think for one of them to pit, I don't think they will, just for the amount of time you lose. And I'll be honest, they both know they're not gaining it back in about 5-6 laps. So I think Glenn's best hopes here is the bottom step of the podium, and Sean, who's on those 9-lap old mediums, or there for it to be a crash that brings out the safety car. But man, we've seen like a massive pile up and 2 cars. Oh my god, I've just almost seen 2 to go in the wall. But when we've seen 2 cars literally both not alive next to each other, which hasn't brought out the safety car. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Safety
I
car's
think
unreduced, so maybe that's that. But yeah, Genier here passed Nitro actually in P7.
Ooh.
Not an overtake I would have seen coming. Small wallbang in here as well, twice now. Oh, he has to care to not kill his car here, and Nitro's immediately back past. Well, up on top, I think, Flavio needs to close the gap. I think he gained 0.2 in this last lap on Randro. And then we might have an interesting conclusion to this race, but I think the real battle is going to be further down. Lenzalk not far away from Sean as well, so P3 may be still up for grabs. No corner cut penalty, of all things here. I'm kind of wondering that. It's quite easy to cut in Sector 1.
Mr. Jenner looking for the move again on Nitro. Obviously, he's got DRS, but yeah, he's going to look for it now, down through Sector 3. Surely he's got the ERS to get the move done. Nitro, is not going to deploy. He's not going to be worried about that yet as he lets him through. Obviously, Nitro will now get DRS to attack Mr. Genier again on the pit straight. So, be very interesting to see here going through to turn 1. Does Mr. Genier have the speed? I think he has the gap, maybe, unless Nitro's feeling optimistic and going for a send. Which I got excited, he wasn't. I got excited, then he wasn't. So
it does look like Genier has better pace here. Actually, I think usually in a battle between these two, most of the times Nitro would come out on top. But the Alfa Romeo looking good right here. I think has gained time before. On Nitro, and is apparently now sort of able to stay ahead.
Yeah, he will be doing. I think that's really the only close battle on track. But as long as we move,
it is going to be Glenn right now.
Glenn and Sean
has caught up quickly, actually, very quickly.
He should breeze past Sean though. There shouldn't really be any sort of contest here. I think if Sean was smart, I think he would just let him go. There's no real need for defending. He'll have to wear his tires out as well to do that, especially they're 9 laps older and he's on a harder compound, so he just needs to think about getting the distance safely and I think bringing it home. But it looks like he has the straight line speed to keep him behind, so this might be one to watch going down, but maybe not, as they're oh no, they're gonna go side by side. Please not.
Okay, now Glenn is backing out, rightfully so. I think he does have the better speed here. Oh yeah, he can just force his way around the outside. Very nicely done there. No contact, super clean.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Monsieur Genier got overtaken again on the start-finish straight.
they'll just be swapping positions back and forth now. I think Nitro and Mr. Junior, they're not close enough to Tutor to make an impression for P6, but yet again, Deddy's 2.6 behind. I think they're more worried about losing positions to Deddy and Solar, who are just really going to bring it home in the points, to be honest. But yeah, as we hoped, Flavio and Randro would get closer. They haven't. It's just Randro extending the lead. But I think as we get to the latter stages, watch out for some potential spins as tyre wear becomes an issue for those drivers.
So, lap 15 out of 18. It's not much to go, honestly, here. And so far, yet again, everybody seems to be well distributed across the track. Randro gained back on Flavio, now having a nice 3 seconds gap. Sean, of course, losing against Glenn, and Martin is not gaining at a pace where he will still catch the car in front. I'm actually not quite sure if Tutor is gaining on Martin at this point. We would have to watch that gap a little bit. Daddy could be catching Monsieur Genier if he's continuing to lose.
Yeah, and that could be one to watch out for again in the latter stages. They are on the same tyres, so there's no real advantage. But I think Mr. Genier, after Nitro has dropped him, will be just looking to hold that P8. Obviously, Nitro, I don't know where he's found this new form pace, but he is closing the gap on Tutor now. So maybe he's enjoying the life on his tyres better than those around him. And yeah, one thing I've noticed as well, I don't think it's going to be enough, but Martin is closing the gap quite rapidly on Sean. I think it's about a second or two a lap, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough.
I mean, Sean is on mega old tires, of course, so it's not going to be better for him. I think Genier has either picked up some damage or has majorly messed up his tires as well, because he's losing out quite hard all of a sudden. Now 2.5 seconds behind Nitro, and Daddy is gaining and gaining. So yeah, maybe there's still some more battles to come. Solar not too far behind these two as well. If they lose too much time battling, he might have a say in all of this. And yeah, I like, okay, I mean, Martin gains a second per lap maybe, or even 2, but he's still 11 seconds down. It's not gonna happen. Tutor is losing to Martin as well, so he is actually not catching. Or he just made a grave mistake. Honestly, I think he must have made a mistake. Lost more than a second, I think, here in this last lap. Yeah, so maybe there's still gonna be Daddy versus Genier. Ooh, 3 seconds time penalty.
That could bring it closer. So that means Martin has to catch 7 seconds, but again, it's
2.5 seconds per lap is what he needs.
Unless there's Sean making mistakes now, because that time cut penalty could be him losing the car, and this is where we see the main mistakes, literally right at the end of the shift.
Oh, he has no wing as well. He must have hit the wall somewhere. Well, not no wing, but he's missing an entire end plate, so... well, Martin should gain a bit more there, but yeah, his soft's probably not in the best state anymore. Let's tune back here to Daddy, who is sitting on 63% DRS, man. Use your energy. He's like, it's 2 more laps, and you need to get into DRS range. What you doing?
He's just chilling. He doesn't know what the buttons do. He's just chilling, driving the car around. But yeah, I think regardless of damage to Sean's car, he should have enough in the tank, 30% ERS, unless he makes another mistake through Sector 1, which I think for him now with damaged wing, depending on how damaged it is, I don't think it's that much, but it could affect him here. Let's see how he takes it. I think he's going to be very cautious, yeah, and very calm, which not a lot of drivers in this tier are, so you got to hand it to him, being cautious about going through there. But yeah, no, he gets through it pretty nicely, and he should have enough to keep Martin at bay.
Well. Lap 17, and I think Daddy and Solar are finally now catching Monsieur Genier here. We could have some fight here in the end. Martin, 4.5 seconds, 2 laps. Actually, he is sort of gaining, I think, his 2.5 seconds that he needed, or at least he did in the last lap.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Eddie's almost lost it after sector 1, but luckily he's managed to keep it out the wall. But it's brought Solar right back into the second range. I have disrupted you.
I don't know. Solar is in DRS range though, and he will be at the detection point, and so is Daddy. This is huge. Both of them are gonna get the extra 3/10 or so on this straight, and then will also be in range for the detection point at the end of this one. And that means that the battle in this last lap for the last few points can commence.
It can. Well, they'll all get points regardless because they've made it the distance. But how much points they get, that's the next question. Obviously, Solar having the tyre advantage here. Can he use it to make himself
Oh, Genier
ahead
running
in a
deep
4?
there. This could be great for Daddy and even Solar. They have so much more speed out of this one. Daddy already going side by side. Now all the energy he saved up is paying off. Last lap for him. Just needs to win the drag race down on the final straight. I think this is the first overtaking spot that either of the guys behind him should use.
Oh.
Yellow flag there as Nitro has spun out and is presumably standing on track here somewhere. Nope, off track. Into the barrier. And honestly, I think this gave Daddy the advantage. He just dared to fully ignore the yellow flags, but he will probably catch himself. Well, he will lose some positions. Oh, and there is the Genier running wide there and getting himself the corner cut penalty. Well, in the meantime, Randro already over the line. Flavio is going to come in second, very uncontested. And so is Glenn Selkin third. Sean... okay, I mean, he better not make any big mistake there in the final turn. Let's have a look at that. Ah, that looks alright. So he's not gonna lose 2 seconds in that last turn against Martin, who is not quite catching the car in front, unfortunately. Let's get back here to Solar and Genier around the outside. Still just trying to win on track here.
Solar has it regardless.
Yeah. And there's the rear end. Both of them lose a lot of speed. This could be Daddy's chance to go past here. He has the overtake activated.
And
can he make it?
Daddy.
Well, he's gonna go past Genier here, but he's not getting Solar in the end. It is gonna be an 8th position here for him. And oh boy, what a finish at least between these three. A lot of position changes. Sean here is getting the drive of the day. I guess he started like very far from the back, right? Because he DNF'd in quali. And still got P4, I think.
Just keeping his nose out of like any sort of danger. I think Martin down, everyone has affected in some sort of collision. And yeah, he brings it home. But good race from Randro and Flavio. Not the quickest on the best times list, but they kept it on track. And they pulled away, so they're your 1 and 2.
Oh, Nitro man, coming in with the raid here. I prefer not to speak. Apparently, just lost it all by himself in the last lap.
Oh no!
Not sure if it's like through tire blowout or something, or just a skill issue, honestly. But well, yeah, I think Randro definitely the most stable and continuously quickest today out here. Yeah. Flavio with a decent recovery, I guess. Into second, and then Sean, of course, coming from 16th, fights at the jump up in this race. Solar also very far down in the start, but stayed out of trouble for the most of it, and ended up in a nice P7 there in his battle against Daddy and Monsieur Genier in the last lap. Yeah, the three of them there, I think, will be quite happy to survive that. Nitro's actually having the fastest lap and will be getting the point because he did DNF in the penultimate lap. So yeah. A little bit of a wild one, can't lie.
Yeah, but expected nothing less. And well, we have another tier coming up, which I believe will be exactly the same. So stay tuned in. And it won't be me, though. It'll be Solar, who managed to come home, I think it was P7, pick up some nice points for Williams, along with Randro and the Constructors. So enjoy, and well, the carnage has a break.
We will be back in 10 minutes or something with Solar then. Good luck to you in the race, and
Thank you.
we'll see you after the break.